Will Caitlin Clark play against New York Liberty on Tuesday? Here's a timeline of injury return. Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever has faced multiple injuries this season, missing 11 out of 23 games. Caitlin Clark's injuries have been the talk of the town this regular season. With 4 reported injuries so far in the regular season, the Indiana Fever's star player has already missed a record-high number of games this season as a result. As per the latest update by Coach Stephanie White, Clark may be sitting out Tuesday's, July 22nd, game against New York Liberty as well. Coach Stephanie White's remarks. As the Fever returned to practice on Sunday, July 20th, Coach White addressed questions from reporters, including clarifications on when Clark can be expected to be back in the game. She's going to see some doctors and get some more tests around early in the week, she said, per IndyStar. I don't expect her to be available on Tuesday, so we're just going to continue to take it one day at a time and let her get her evaluations early this week. And then once we've done that, hopefully we'll have a clear line of what it looks like. The injury in reference to was incurred by Clark during the July 15th game against the Connecticut Sun. With 30 seconds left in the game, the visible strain on her right groin could be seen on her face after she made a pass to Kelsey Mitchell. Clark's injury timeline this season. Clark has had to miss 11 of the 23 regular games scheduled for the Fever this season. This marks the 4th muscle injury for her, as reported by USA Today. Her most recent injury was preceded by an injury to her left quad while playing against the Liberty, a left groin injury during a game against the Seattle Storm, and an incident related to quad tightness. As a result of her latest strain, she was forced to sit out the WNBA All-Star Game and 3-point contest last week. When the injury happened, it was pretty frustrating, considering I knew what the coming days were going to hold for myself, she told reporters ahead of the All-Star Game, per IndyStar. But I feel like dealing with that, and then also just like trying to look at it in the most positive manner that I can. I think just it all comes back to having good perspective on everything. Clark was also missing from Sunday's practice, along with fellow All-Stars Aaliyah Boston and Mitchell. As of now, it's unclear when she will be returning to the court and will most likely be sitting out Tuesday's game. The Fever will be playing against the Liberty on Tuesday, July 22nd, in Barclays Center at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By Stuti Gupta. It's a warm July morning in Indianapolis, the kind where the buzz around Gainbridge Fieldhouse hums louder than the cicadas in the trees. Fans clutch signs that read #ComebackClark and trust the groin, all waiting, hoping for one thing: to see Caitlin Clark lace up her sneakers and take the court against the New York Liberty this Tuesday. But as the team prepares for battle, one question looms like a thundercloud over the WNBA landscape. Will Caitlin Clark play? Glowing star the Star's meteoric rise. To understand the weight of that question, you have to understand Caitlin Clark. The rookie phenom has turned Indiana Fever games into mini-holidays, WNBA ticket sales into gold, and late-night highlight reels into must-see events. Her crossovers, logo threes, and fearless leadership have not only energized Indiana, but redefined what it means to be a rookie in the league. But stardom doesn't protect you from the human body's limits. And Clark's have been tested. Spiral calendar, a timeline of twists and tendons. Back arrow May, early warnings. After a dazzling college season and whirlwind WNBA debut, Clark reported minor tightness in her left leg during the preseason. It didn't raise alarms then, just the typical bumps of a brutal schedule, but it was a subtle foreshadowing. She brushed it off, dropped 20 points in her debut, and began building her case as Rookie of the Year. Orange circled June, the first real setback. Midway through June, against the New York Liberty no less, Clark suffered a left quadriceps strain. The timing was brutal. Indiana was surging, and Clark had just started playing her best basketball. She missed multiple games, a painful pause in her otherwise electric run. Still, she returned before the 4th of July, strong, confident, and ready. Police Scarlight July 15th, the game that changed everything. It was late in the 4th quarter against the Connecticut Sun. Clark drove hard to the right, collided with a screen, and landed awkwardly. She grabbed at her right groin, visibly limping through the final moments. No theatrics. No fall. Just a quiet, slow walk back to the bench. The Fever staff later confirmed: right groin strain. Severity unknown. Timetable uncertain. And with that, Clark was ruled out of the All-Star Skills Challenge, and fans' hearts sank. Construction the road to recovery. In the days that followed, Clark's absence was more than physical. The WNBA All-Star Weekend in her hometown of Indianapolis missed its brightest light. Teammates wore "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts at the CBA protest, but Clark watched from the sidelines, clearly frustrated and nursing a bandaged leg. She didn't speak to media much, her reps keeping things vague, but Coach Stephanie White hinted, "She's doing everything she can, but we're not rushing her." Indiana took a cautious route. The medical team didn't greenlight full practices. Conditioning was light. Lateral movement was monitored closely. It wasn't just about one game. It was about the rest of the season. About her future. Basketball Tuesday versus Liberty. The showdown everyone wants. Which brings us to this Tuesday. Indiana is set to face the New York Liberty, arguably the best team in the WNBA. The last time they met, Clark exploded for 32 points and orchestrated a stunning upset. Fans remember the stare-downs, the trash talk, the backdoor cuts. The Liberty remember too. A Clark versus Sabrina Ionescu rematch would be headline gold. But as of Sunday evening, team officials are tight-lipped. Here's what we know. Clark has not returned to full contact practice. Her right groin still shows inflammation, according to reports. She is listed as doubtful on the official injury report. Translation: barring a miracle, Caitlin Clark will not play on Tuesday. Brain the bigger picture. Patience over pressure. There's temptation, of course. A marquee matchup. A national TV slot. The potential revenge game. But the Fever's training staff is wisely holding the line. Re-injuring a groin can be career-altering. For a player who thrives on agility, sharp cuts, and quick releases, groin health is non-negotiable. The team's long-term vision outweighs short-term fanfare. Besides, Clark's presence is already felt, even in street clothes. She cheers louder than most. She analyzes plays from the bench. She mentors younger guards. Even from the sidelines, she's a leader.